Okay, I'm back, everyone. Everyone who's watching, I'm back. I ran out of memory space in my little SD card, so I had to transfer all the data onto my hard drive to be able to record more. So, yeah. I guess let's just go into another game. Let's see where the random topics come up now. What did I want to play? Yeah, I felt like playing a collie. I did before, but I kind of feel like playing a support character now. It's ranked, but whatever. I'll just play support. Support or bot. So I'll probably do Caitlyn or some random support. Or whatever support I think is good for the moment. But yeah, I guess I'll just sit back and chill. Good look at some of my art. Oh, I didn't really pre-prepare any art. Maybe I should pull some up. Yeah. Next time. I guess this is a kind of a good moment to bring up some kind of art that I have and look at it. Anyway, sometimes I draw, sometimes I paint. I don't know. I'm not very good so far. I do a few doodles here and there. I guess that's pretty much all they are at this point, but I haven't really practiced too much. I kind of forget, but I did sign up for an online course for drawing, and I was watching it for a while, and then I kind of just stopped. And I haven't really picked it up since. But, they have me doing practice things like drawing circles and dashes, trying to get loose with my wrist. That's one thing I learned is good to get loose with your wrist when you're drawing. And then speed, they kind of do exercises, put a bunch of dots. Oh, I dropped the pencil, I had it in there. Oh, I have a bunch. Put a bunch of dots on the page and then try to connect the dots as quickly as you can, or try to connect across with a single thing to kind of practice your accuracy with quick lines. And then do some practices as far as dimensional stuff, to get the boxes and the spheres and the cylinders and they even had a little horn here. I don't know if you can see that. Practice to kind of get the idea of dimensions. And if you get more used to dimensions, then you can start doing stuff, practice drawing a little face right here. I tried a different setting with my light. I hope that this is probably good. I thought this would be a little softer light than the other one, but maybe I'll check and see later which one's a better light. Yeah, and I draw some stuff in here. I don't know. Some notes on dimensional stuff. And then pretty much I just do caricatures and stuff. I was trying to draw a picture of Diane here. I'm not going to show it, but I was doing that. I was trying to draw a caricature of Lux earlier today, but last week sometime. I don't know where it is. Yeah, here you go. Here's a caricature of Lux. If you can see that, it's based on. I have a picture of Lux, a chibi picture of Lux that I purchased at Comic-Con, and I was just using that as a reference and kind of tried to draw that there. So that's my attempt at that. Oh, look, patch found. I think I did it. Oh, yeah, that's right. I did the other caricature. Yeah, other than that, I think that's pretty much it. I haven't really done too much drawing practice. I really should do more. Quarantine, I tell you. It's not even quarantine. I just trap myself at home, honestly. I could go to the mountains and go hiking or something. Well, it's cold. It's wintertime now. I kind of missed my window. It's probably 2 weeks ago it started snowing where I am. So it's kind of cold to go hiking. I guess I could get all bundled up, but it's not the same as when you can just run out on a trail and not even care. But yeah, I just kind of stuck at home. I mean, because the library and home was kind of a place I spent most of my time, and the city library's closed. Again, I could go to the regular library. I really should. I have time to go to the regular library. Maybe I should make that a goal for tomorrow. I did have a system for make one goal a day. And I just stopped doing that. I gotta know who my sup is before I choose. Okay.
The weak fear the shadows.
Fear controls them.
Should I go Karma? How about Karma? Yeah, I'll go Karma. Or Con. Or Con, I'm good. Or Con if you'd rather. Karma or Con, one of those two. Okay, I'll go Karma. Boo boo boo. I'll go Exhaust. I haven't played Karma in a bit, but she was like my go-to one that I really liked a lot. Summon Airy. Yeah, that's a good one for her. And then for the other tree, I'll go Resolve, get the extra heal, get the Font of Life. That's gets for the little extra heals throughout. I'll go for cooldown reduction and probably more armor to kind of keep her alive more. More mana. Casting a summoner spell gives you move through. That might be good for if I exhaust someone.
Always trust your spirit.
Bot has exhaust too. I might change it to heal then if he stays with if he stays with that. Movement speed or burst damage. And she's got her shield for movement speeds. Oh well, gain. No, just go for Scorch. That gives him some more damage early on in the game. And we both got exhaust. I mean, we could just both keep exhaust, I suppose. She got heal and exhaust. Sure, why not? Yeah, I got flash and exhaust. She's got flash and heal. Yeah, that works better. And Sakura Karma. I'll stick with Sakura Karma. Cool. Yeah. So this will be a good one. I'll just play here. I was wanting to do an ASMR teacher series. I was thinking that would be a fun one to do. Let's see. I was thinking anatomy class. That's one that I liked. I did one with that. What'd be another one? Philosophy. That could be a good one. I could teach all about existentialism and philosophy. You know, I could go into Descartian philosophy, Kantian philosophy, Humean philosophy. I think those are good ones. Talk about some other stuff. I had a good philosophy teacher back in college. Yeah, so I could go into that. And kind of do an ASMR twist on it. I don't know if I still have my philosophy book, but I could always buy a new one. I have a lot of my anatomy books because that's the one I focused on in college when I went to massage therapy. So I definitely have that. But anatomy class isn't very ASMR-y. I mean, if you can say the words, but I can't say the words right. You know, always a sternocleidomastoid. I mean, you could. I said that one. You know, you could go to the scalenes are here on the side of the neck. The sternocleidomastoid connects to the sternum, the clavicle, and the mastoid. And yeah, I did that for the thing. Scalenes on the side, the platysma, which is the big muscle on the neck. Anyway, I'm just remembering the muscles I did in the ASMR video. I could go into philosophy. That'd be interesting. Give me a good excuse to start learning some. I wonder if there's an audiobook of Kantian philosophy. That might be something I could listen to. I hear that Kantian philosophy is like a really in-depth one, but I got a mind that I could probably learn it. Kant. He's an interesting philosophical figure. You have all the philosophers who are like, what is it? They have like their active social lives and stuff like that. And then you learn about Kant, and he was like the mad genius of the philosophy community. He came up with the philosophy ideas that were the most ridiculous, yet they were like, wait a minute, that actually makes sense if you think about it really, really in depth. But what was his story? He was a homebody. He rarely left his home. He always invited philosophy students to come over to his house and have talks with him. but he was notorious for having his philosopher's walk. Every day on the dot at, what was it, 5 o'clock or something, he had to go on a walk. If he had a visitor over, if he had something they had to do, didn't matter. Like, didn't matter who the visitor was, they got kicked out at like whatever it was, 5 o'clock, and he went on his walk. And he took the exact same path every single time he went on his walk. And I think to this day, like they took the path and they named it the Philosopher's Walk because it got famous because of Kant, and it was the where he always went to, I don't know, I guess de-stress, whatever it is. I mean, when you're contemplating the deep existential meaning of life, I imagine you get stressed at some point. What is the purpose of it all? Why are we all here? Do we have any purpose in life? Is it possible to say that anyone has a purpose in life? Are we alive? Do we really exist? Do we all just live in a dream world? Do we all live in a physical world? How can you know that you're real? Etc., etc., etc. All the philosophical questions. If we are real, how do we know that anyone else is real? What if we are the only real thing in the world and everything else is an illusion? How do we know, the philosophical idea, how do we know that our past even exists? How do we know that we actually had a childhood? What if God created you in this exact moment right here? What if God just created me the moment that I started playing this video game, and all of the memories of my childhood and my entire life were just downloaded and implanted in my head, and I never actually had a real childhood, you know? How would you know the difference? How would you know the difference between having real memories and just having implanted memories of a fake childhood? You know, what's other philosophical, you know, just like all that philosophical stuff that they talk about. It really gets deep when you start getting into it. If you had a choice between saving somebody else's life and saving your own, what is the morally right thing to do? Is it better to sacrifice yourself to save somebody else's life, or is it better to live? You know. Oof, that got heated. Oh, you missed, buddy. What you gonna do? You missed. Oof. That was a hard hitting early game. But we came out on top. We doing good. I remember we had a whole conversation about Nazis and like the philosophical endeavors that the Nazi raid caused. It was like they had like examples like well, whatever. It's like, is it morally wrong to save the Jews if you put your own life in danger, or is it morally right to try and save the Jews even if you risk your own life, you know? And what about if you had a family? What if you were a man who had a family, and you were willing to risk your own life to save the Jews, but you had a child and you put your own child's life in danger? You know, what's more important, to risk the life of one child of your own, or to save the lives of five children of a Jew? You know, do you have a moral obligation to save the lives of 5 other children at the cost of your own child, if that is the choice that you have to make? So then it becomes, what's more valuable? Is it that the people that are in your family are the most valuable thing to you, or is it that the number of people that you can save is the most valuable thing to you?
Focus.
You know, I guess you could even go into biblical examples with God sacrificing his own son to save humanity, right? Is that, you know, even the God complex, the question of God's morality, that was an interesting one. According to religion, God is the almighty, strongest being in the world, and so anything that he says goes, right? And so what was it? That's a whole study of philosophy. It was like the philosophy that all morality revolves around the decisions of a single person, e.g. in this case God. Oh, there you want to play. At least she's going for a stun right here. Nope. Oh, I thought she was gonna go for a stun right there. Nice. Yeah, and so it's like, you know, with what is it? God in the Bible, God says that lying is bad, and adultery is bad, and murder is bad, and all that stuff. And so everybody says that God is the almighty being, and so because he says that those things are bad, we shouldn't do those things. But then the question comes into, the philosophical question that comes in is it bad, are those things bad because all society says that they're bad, or are they bad because God says that they're bad? And if they're bad because of all society says that they're bad, then it doesn't matter what God says, it's just because society says that those things are bad. However, if it's all because God, or they're only bad because it's God who says that they're bad, then what if God changed his mind? What if one day God said, hey, you know what? I decided that if God suddenly one day decided that murder was okay, and that lying wasn't bad anymore, you know, would that, because he's God, would that automatically make lying and murder a good thing just because he's God? You know, by the argument that God's morality is above all other people's moralities, then if God said that murder was okay, then murder would become okay at that moment, you know? And so then you get into those really nitty-gritty philosophical debates. And so I remember learning all about that in philosophy class, and that was interesting. This misfortune's going in hard. She wants it. Oh, she got me. She got the snipes. I'm hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that I'm in love with you. Do, 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 do. I got that song stuck in my head now. Just randomly, it doesn't mean anything, but I just got that song stuck in my head right now.
Never falter.
Then I remember the whole philosophical question: Does an action that's bad, is it bad because of the consequences of the action, or is it bad because of the action itself? You know, I remember the whole philosophical debate that they conjured up for that one was I don't know, the example of the daisies. I don't remember the official name, but let's call it the example of the daisies. Let's say a boy goes to a girl's house and brings her daisies. Is this a bad action or a good action? You know, at very first glance, you know, the student, you know, they ask the classroom and people are like, well, it brings a girl daisies on the first date. That's not a bad thing, right? But then the you know, and so everyone's like, okay, then it's not a bad thing. That's your decision right now. Now let me add some information to it. What if I told you that the girl was allergic to daisies? Would it be a bad thing or a good thing at that point? And like, well, you know, then there was a little more questions. It was like, well, you know, if the boy didn't know that she was allergic to daisies, then it's not a bad thing. He was just trying to do something nice. And then the teacher's like, so the action then becomes based not on the action of him bringing the daisies themselves. It becomes based on his knowledge. So whether he knows that she's allergic to daisies or not becomes the deciding factor of whether the action is good or bad. You know, that got some people thinking. So he says then given that, let's put it in the extreme example. Let's say that he knew for a fact that she was allergic to daisies, and he brought daisies to her on the first date. Is that a bad action? And they're like, yeah, that's a bad action because he knew that she was allergic to daisies, and you know, etc., etc. And so he was doing something bad to her intentionally. Ooh, can I get this Kaisa? She's gonna flash, isn't she? Yep. But I'm gonna flash too. Ha! Gotcha. But yeah, and so we're like, oh yeah, so then it is a bad thing based on his knowledge, you know. So then it kind of points the philosophical idea that, you know, actions themselves are not bad, and so they're only based on the knowledge. And so then, you know, I don't know. Then they go to extremes with other things, like, you know, I don't know, whatever it was. I don't remember the other examples, but it was mainly daisies. I don't want to go too deep into it without really knowing without knowing the exact details and messing something up. But yeah, and so yeah, there was the whole daisy thing. So I remember that was kind of interesting, got you thinking that, you know, that philosophy and morality then don't become based on the actions, but they become based on the knowledge that the person has and their intention. Yeah, that's what it was. It becomes based on their intention. So, you know, if the boy's intention was to make her have an allergic reaction, then it was bad. If the boy's intention was to make her happy, then it's good. Even if, well, at least, you know, then he poses the question, you know. But if she had an allergic reaction, he didn't know that would happen. Is the action bad, you know, etc., etc., blah, blah, blah. Oof. There's a lot of people here. Let me signal for some help here.
Never falter.
I'm getting it. Oh no, I ain't going there. I ain't. Oof. Oof. Start chugging my potions here. Help, jungle, help, help, help. We need help. There's the Yi. There's the Yi. I had to ping him a lot of times, but there's a Yi. Is he the jungle? Yeah, anyway. Gosh, 4 people mid lane. But you know, they didn't get the tower. They got 2 kills. But gosh, they put all their people here. That Morgana stun just lasts so freaking long. Where's Mikael's blessing? Let's get that. That'll help. That'll help out.
We have learned as
Do. Yeah, and then there was the there was the subway, the subway train, example. There was like, what is it? There's a train that's barreling down a track, and there's no way to stop the train. It's going far too fast for it to brake in time, and in front of the track, you see that there's 5 people. No. You see that there's You see that there's 5 people there, that the train is about to hit. Is going to hit if nothing is done. And then standing in front of you is a lever. If you pull the lever, then the track will switch, and it'll go to a different track. However, on this other track, there's 1 person there instead of these 5 people. So by doing this action, you will save 5 people, but you will cause the death of 1 person. And so then it, you know, the philosophical question becomes, do you pull the lever? And why do you pull the lever? You know, and so I think that one, it kind of brought out the question is like, what is it? If you do that, you save the 1 person's life, but you become in a way responsible for the other 5 people's, or no, you save the 5 people, but in a way you become responsible for the other 1 person's death. And so do you take that responsibility upon yourself, you know, to do that? And then I think some people were like, yeah, you should do that because then you save the 5 people and all it is you're pulling a lever, etc., etc. And then they're like, well, what if the 5 people were people that you didn't know, and the 1 person was somebody that you did know, or a family member or a loved one? What about then? You know, does it become morally right to, should you pull the lever Do you pull the lever, even so, knowing that it's your own family, you know? Ooh, nice. That was a good one. And so then that brought more questions into being, because then it's like, oh, well, you just said, if you just said that it's morally right that you should pull the lever to save the 5 people and have one person die instead, then what difference does it make that it's your family member is the one other person, you know? Shouldn't you still be under the same moral obligation? And so then that brought up a lot more questions, you know, there, because then it's like, oh, but there's a family member, somebody that you know. And so, you know, can you really take the responsibility of letting the one person that you know die to save the other people? And I remember this was really well exemplified in the Spider-Man movie, where, what is it, the Green Goblin holds a subway car full of people. I think that this is the inspiration for that scene in the Spider-Man movie. The Green Goblin there's a bridge, and the Green Goblin, on one side of the bridge, there's a train full of people that Spider-Man doesn't know, and on the other side, the Green Goblin is holding Mary Jane. And so the Green Goblin posts this philosophical question to Spider-Man. He says, you have a choice here. You can save the girl that you love, or you can save the subway car full of people. Which will you choose, you know? And so it's like you can save, what is, like 20, 30 people in the subway car, or you can save the one person that you love. Because at that point, the Green Goblin knew who... Ooh, I think I got my ultimate ready. Got it. But yeah, and so I remember that they exemplified that in the Spider-Man movie with that, and so that was like the ultimate choice, like Spider-Man. And you saw that moment that Green Goblin let go of both cables, and Spider-Man had both of them fly through. And of course, they did the superhero thing where Spider-Man found a way to save both Mary Jane and everybody in the subway car. But they posed that philosophical question: if he was not able to save both, and he had to choose, what is the morally right thing to do? To save a subway car full of people that he didn't know, or to save the one person in the world that he loved the most, you know? And so yeah, that was an interesting one. And so and so you start getting into these philosophical debates, and they really get into that. They really pose those hard-hitting questions. Gotcha. But yeah, so I enjoyed philosophy class, like really having those deep conversations. You got this, you? Yeah, I'll go help. It looks like you might need some help. Oh, he might actually have it. See, what do I do here? Do I help the MF or do I help the Master Yi? No, I'm just kidding. MF is fine. Yeah, I'm doing good with Karma. I like Karma. She's pretty intuitive to play for me. Oh, I have Mikhail's Crucible. I should prepare that just in case somebody gets stunned. You know, I went to all the trouble of spending my gold on it. Might as well use it if I need it. Is somebody up there? Nope. I am the storm. Never falter. You know what they say. Karma always catches up to you.
The answer lies within.
Trying to think if there's any other unique philosophical arguments I can think of. I mean, a lot of them are like variations of those ones. You know, like the doctor The Doctor Paradox is a variation of them. If you have... Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm going this way. I'm going this way. No, you dead. I could help here. She just appeared around here somewhere. No, she's not there. Do I have Summonary? Yeah, I do have Summonary. Cool. My spirit is an unquenchable fire. But yeah, I mean, there's variations to the philosophical debates. Like there's the doctor's debate, the doctor example, which kind of gives an alternative to the subway one, where if you're a doctor and you have 5 patients that are, here, hold on, one sec. Yeah, let's go Ardent Center. Ardent Sensor. Yeah, there's a doctor's one where if you're a doctor and you have what, you have five unhealthy patients, or 5 sick and dying patients that each have a different organ that's failing, and you have one healthy patient who is ill, but is not, but there's a possibility they might live, there's a possibility they might die, or whatever the variation is, that they will die at some point in the future. Do you kill the one patient to save the other 5, if that's the only way to save them, to give them each the organ transplant? Or do you just let nature take its course and oh, I forgot to save this MF. Oh, sorry, I didn't get there in time. Or you let nature take its course, like me letting MF die to this Mumu, no, this Kennen, whatever. No, just kidding. Do you let nature take this course and let the 5 people die, and then let the other person die in his own time? Say they have cancer and they're gonna die in 6 months. Is it, do you let him live out his 6 months even though he's gonna die in exchange for these 5 people dying for sure, or do you kill him? Or would it be morally right to change the doctor system to have it so that they kill the cancer patient, so that he doesn't have those 6 months remaining, but these other 5 people who could have an entire lifetime then get a chance to live, by having the organ, donated to, the organs from the cancer patient donated to him, Gotcha, you can't get away. And so, yeah, questions like that. Well, I'm on my way, just in case you need help. It doesn't look like you really need it. I'm on a roll. Go Karma, go Karma. Hey. Oh, what? Okay, you're awful confident. I'm just gonna throw this at the cannon right there. Thank you. Come get me. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Got him. He was waiting for me to explode the bomb, and I was going to, and then I guess I didn't click on it quick enough, and I was like, he's just standing there. I wonder what's gonna happen if I just don't click on it. Boom. Oh, you got away. Oh, thanks, Ziggs. You helped us get away faster. Boop. You should run too.
Never falter.
Run away! Run away! Uh-oh. This doesn't look good. I'm gonna start chugging potions here. Chugging potions. No.
Now
Whoops. Gotta go. See ya. It's been fun, but I don't want to meet you no more.
never falter.
Bye-bye. Can't catch up to Karma. Karma always catches up to you. Ooh, I got away. Alright. Alright, do I have Ardent Sensor yet? Yeah, I got Ardent Sensor. Cool. Restore to most wounded. Yeah, let's go with Moonstone Renewer. That looks like a good one.
Heart and mind as one.
Heart and mind as one. You must think, and you must feel. For to think without feeling is to be a robot, and to feel without thinking is to be an animal.
My spirit is an unquenchable fire.
Bum 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 ba-dum bum bum.
Focus. We have learned as much as we have suffered.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no, you didn't get hit by anything. Okay, we're good. How's that? Nice big shield right there.
Never falter.
Gotcha. Alright, there we go. Had a fun time playing Karma, talking about philosophy. I hope you enjoyed. This game was so impressive, it's giving us multiple victory screens. Game is still in progress. Alright, let's give it to MF. She was ADC. We did it pretty good. Great shot, Colin. Let's go. That was good. Ooh, what's this? Did I get a chest? A key? Oh no, I got up to, oh, an S+. Nice. On one of our teammates? Yes, I got an S on Karma. Nice. I'm climbing up, guys. Alright, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember, spread the love, and I will see you next time.